Americans believe the Supreme Court is more about politics than the law. Illinois' budget takes away some benefits for undocumented immigrants, and no help yet from the federal government for Davenport's building collapse. We will get to that this morning with Iowa Republican Party Chair Jeff Kaufman and Democratic political consultant Kevin Perkins. It's nice to have you both back on the program. We're going to start in Davenport. It's been almost a month and a half since the collapse of the Davenport apartment building, now demolished. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds made 2 requests for help from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, though FEMA denied the first request, claiming it doesn't meet disaster criteria. An answer on the second request still pending. Republicans might criticize the Biden administration for political retaliation because Reynolds has not supported his policies. Democrats might call out Reynolds wanting money now when she has turned down for other programs like child care in the past. All right, so how much is this political? Does this rise to a federal disaster standard? What about the $2 billion surplus Iowa has? Jeff?
Well, I mean, I think it does rise to a federal standard. And, you know, it's hard for me to believe, I'm not going to accuse, but it's hard for me to believe if Governor Reynolds was a Democrat that Joe Biden would not ensure that those dollars flow. So I hope her second application goes through. This is clearly a federal role here. It was during our floods in 2008. It has been. I think that's a bit of a red herring trying to protect a rather baffled president to say that the state then needs to spend. Joe Biden needs to send the money out here. He needs to forget what the political party is of the governor in this case.
Kevin, how political do you feel this is?
Well, I think I would have to disagree. I don't have a problem with the governor requesting. And I don't have a problem with the federal government saying, look, your local, your county, and your state resources are enough to handle this situation, because I believe it is. It's not the floods. It's not Hurricane Katrina. It's a tragic situation, absolutely. But we have to look how we got here, where we are, and where we go. How we got here, there was a lack of any sort of precaution taken by the city and the owner of that facility, and where we are is the city's trying to hype up with their looking at these buildings and making sure that this doesn't happen again. And where we go forward is somebody's going to have to be held accountable. The city, the owner of the building, and that's what we should be focusing on. This other thing is politics, and I don't have a problem with the federal government denying, to be honest with you.
Well, let's move on now. One of the fallouts from the new Illinois budget hits the immigrant community. Some liberal Democrats are actually slamming Governor J.B. Pritzker in their own party because of it. Pritzker's budget move keeps undocumented immigrants between 42 and 64 years old from signing up for a state health care program. He says it's a matter of money. There's been a lot of talk that J.B. Pritzker might have his eyes on the White House in 4 years. I guess how much could something like this hurt those aspirations within his own party? Kevin?
Well, I think that is speculation about, his run, but I think it's probably, if you were going to lay odds on it, you're probably right. And trying to protect his right flank by doing this, I'm not sure that that's smart short term for him. Long term, we'll have to wait and see. The bottom line is, if you believe in human rights, undocumented immigrants oftentimes are working just like you and I, paying taxes, going to the gas station, paying gas tax, going to the grocery, paying sales tax. They should have some sort of health care. In the long run, what happens is they're going to go to the hospital when they don't have any coverage, and they're going to get taken care of if they're diabetic or if they have a heart condition or whatever. And down the line, the hospitals and then ultimately us, we're going to pay for those things. So I look at it in a preventative public health issue, and they should have those the opportunities to go and see doctors and do preventative medicine.
Jeff, the governor argues, had to make some moves because the money wasn't there for everything. Is this a political risky move, though, if he has future political aspirations?
I suppose if there was any chance of him having a primary opponent, but and I don't think there probably is, but the bottom line is this: if Governor Pritzker, if a Democratic administration is talking about fiscal responsibility, then there's an issue here in terms of the dollars that are expended. What he should be doing at the same time he's denying these benefits, he should be asking Joe Biden to shore up the border. We have illegality here because of the border. And I think we have to take care of our own citizens. Certainly, we're a humane country, but you can't be building into your budget rewards for illegality. And look, if Pritzker is agreeing with Republicans, there's got to be some semblance of validity here to what he's doing.
Stand by, guys. More to get to. Still ahead, impartial or political? What impression Americans have of the Supreme Court? How much that matters? For the record.